guys, how are you today? I'm going to be covering some hard gel application today. So let's get right to this. Once we have this prepped, this is the same type of preparation I'm going to be using for acrylic, but we're going to be using this for hard gel. Okay, so we're going to be using base gel. So base gel, we're going to go with the basics. We're going to go with the clear version. We have it in concealer pink and concealer peach as well to create more opacity on the nail plates. But when you're working with the base gel, I want to be able to show you guys how you're going to pick it up. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull through to get a nice little strand, the gel on one side. What this is going to do is going to give you the ability to do this. Notice that when I set this down and I pull through, it looks like a tooth. So this ledge, this pillow, I'm going to get my brush in front and I'm just going to push as close to the cuticle and then down the sidewall. You see that? Then I'm going to do the same thing here. Inside that column, come down, push all the way down and through. And what this is going to do is create perimeter around the surface of the nail. That is huge, right? Then what I want to be able to do is go inside my light, right? Have the client go inside the light, right? And make sure that we cure. Just need to make sure that I got it all the way to that edge, right? So once we actually have it inside the light, I'm not going to worry about how long. I'm going to keep it inside the light, and while it's curing inside the light, I'm working on the other hand. So if you're working on the other hand, work from pinky to thumb. Do not work from thumb to pinky, okay? So if we're sculpting, what we're going to do is take our form, and we're going to pre-pinch it. We're going to do an active length nail. You're going to open this up. This is going to be your wings, where you're going to be able to hold right here. I'm going to use my fingers to slide this nice and even so that my form is absolutely straight. And again, if it's off, adjust it with the wings to make sure. You're going to be securing it here on the side and making sure the form is nice and straight, right? So what we want to be able to do now is we want to be able to work with a gel that has basically no self-leveling. I'm working with concealer pink, right? Like if I sat that to the side, nothing is going to run off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull through, right? I'm going to tap that excess off so I have a nice bead on one side of my brush. And what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to bounce. So if I connect it to the free edge, watch this. I'm going to bounce, connect it to the side, immediately go to the other side. I'm going to swivel it out, that connection to the corner, boom. Like you could see how I'm working from corner to corner and it literally leaves the product where I want it. I can go back and grab a little bit more, right? So that it's on one side of my brush. I'm going to connect it to the gel that I left here. And then what I'm going to do is use a very, very light front. Look at this, keeping contact front to back, front to back, front to back. Let's determine the length, right, that we want. Boom. We're going to get it inside the light for a minimum of 30 seconds. You're going to notice that what I'm able to do is I'll release it from the front. So if I pinch and then I come down and release it, what I'm able to do is take the form off, okay? I have a surface, as you can see, that is absolutely flush to the surface of the nail. This is going to give me the ability to build the body. So what we're going to do, right, because we need to create structure through the whole body. But the biggest problem that a lot of beginners make is they try to build it way too thick, and then the customer ends up feeling a tremendous amount of heat based on the amount of gel they're putting on their nail. So what I want you to do is build your foundation first. Get yourself a nice, healthy amount of gel on one side of your brush. Watch this. Literally work it around the cuticle area. Connection, right? Boom. Connecting all around the cuticle area, nice and thin. Then I'm going to show you guys something. Watch this. This is a great guide. Get about right here. And then what I want you to do is just kind of pull through, okay? So what you see is creating this column. I could literally go back inside my gel, kind of grip a small amount on the end of my jar, reconnect it to the side, and then my focus is the perimeter of the nail. Get contact come all the way down the side. What I want you to focus on, especially around the perimeter, is trying to finish the cuticle area and the side walls at once. Okay. Now, here's the thing. It's not going to run all over the place. You have a very, very slow self-leveling nature. What I can continue to do is add product to the front of the free edge right here, right, with a very, very light floating contact, right, just kind of filling in the space. And you notice I'm floating on top. It's like I'm breakdancing on the top, but it's very, very hollow in the middle. That is great. I want you to notice something. If you have a customer that is super sensitive to gels, check this out. Keep it in front of the light just like this, right? Again, for those individuals who are sensitive to the thermal reaction of gel, do not just wail it inside the light and pray to God it's not going to burn. The reason why it gets hot is because gel cures like that. So if you keep it outside of the light for about 30 to 40 seconds, then when you go inside, they're not going to feel anything. All right. Yeah, look at this. Everything is frozen, right? Nothing is going to move. And again, if it's that thin through the middle, chances of them feeling a thermal reaction through the center of the nail, it's not going to be bad. I want you guys to take a look at the side. Okay. So what we have is we have this gel nail built out. I have reinforcement around the cuticle area, down the sidewalls. I have enough product over the free edge. Where I have to build is from that point to that point. So what we're going to do, right, is we're going to get a nice healthy amount again, and then I'm literally going to keep connection right here. I'm just going to where it needs it. And then I'm literally just going to float, real light connection with the tip of my brush all the way down, right? I might need a little bit more, right? Just a hair more. And you'll notice that I'm really, like, one of the things you'll notice from the side profile, if I'm keeping contact with the tip, you see I'm just really lightly kind of touching to try to keep that, maintain that structure all the way through. This is floating, right? What I'm trying to do is float the gel into place so that I could build the shape that I need, all right? And again, if you cannot complete it in one, then you can go back and you could add more. Do not wipe in between layers. What I'm going to do is try to leave a nice healthy amount where I want it. Boom. Let's go inside the light. And again, let's cure it for a full minute. The surface is going to be tacky. The dispersion layer is going to be there. What are we going to do? We're going to take swipe. I'm not only going to clean the surface, I'm going to clean underneath. I want to make sure that we're removing all the tacky layer around. Actually going to have some sort of ventilation. So I'm just going to take the dust extractor. We're going to fire this up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work on filing the sides, make sure to take the edges down of a new file. So I need to make sure my edges are straight. I need to make sure my edges, you can see I'm trying to file that nice shelf. We're going to get a nice almond shape. Turn the hand to the side. I'm going to make sure that I'm lining it up and trying to make it as even as we can from side to side. I'm going to go around the cuticle area, barely touching. I don't want to be super aggressive because I don't want to remove the gel. I just want to try to reduce some of the unevenness around that area. And then what I'm going to end up doing is following through the whole entire structure to blend everything in using the I-formation roadmap. Remember, when I am filing my right side, I have my finger on top of the file and I have that much surface area. What you want to be able to do, don't pick down, contact going up, let the hand file fall. Contact going up, let the hand file fall. I want to be able to really refine it by following down that perimeter to make it as tight as we possibly can. And then you can see, right, how we can take something that was sculpted with gel and make it look absolutely flawless on all levels, right? And that's the most important thing. You want to be able, again, especially if you're going to be doing color on top, keep a little bit of space around the edges. I might have overfiled the sides right there. But I mean, for me too, if I was doing color, I wouldn't even really care. Even if I filed a little bit of the edges away, I'll show you why. Because let's say you put protein bond and then you're going to be doing some type of gel polish over the surface. Let me grab a color for you. If I took, say, this, then what I can do is, I don't want to make this too thick, but now what I'm going to do is come in and just kind of hit this up with a really nice thin coat, right? I'm not going to really be super concerned about trying to get the opacity I need in the first coat. I'm going to try to get this nice and thin, but you can see even with the gel paint, it's not going to add the bulk. What you could do is cure this out and then go back and then hit it up with a detailer brush around the edge, second coat, be nice and done, because the one step is going to cure basically with a brilliant shine. The nice thing about this is, let's say you're doing it with this color and then you want to add some color to the surface. Well, then there's the option of using the one steps and some glitter and then doing some type of sugaring over the surface as well. Choose some crush. I'll show you guys something cool. So if I take a little bit of crush, and I'm just going to pour this over the surface. I hit my finger on it. Try to salvage that. Greg, Salo, Barney. But I just want to show you guys, look at that, right? I mean, that looks, so if I cure that out and let that dry out, so exactly, by using it with the one step and then using one of the glitters over the top, you're going to be able to get that out, cure that out, and then basically brush off the glitter, and it's rock and roll time. The one steps leave no dispersion layer, so if you're going to do any type of sugaring, great way for you to be able to get, a really nice textured surface without any tackiness that you have to wipe off. I hope this helps. It was about breaking it down so that for those of you guys that are using hard gel, you totally understand what you have to do to be able to create the structure that you need. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm always here to help. Have yourself a wonderful day. I love you much. Peace. Watch this. I'm going to bounce, 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 bounce.